Okay, so we stopped at this particular section. So we are going to continue this section and then here and every other one. Okay, so let's quickly continue. So I'm going to just expand the screen more. So I'm going to expand this more. Okay, so the next section we are going to design is going to be this section, this particular section. But in this section, I'm going to just use an image, but my image is going to be at the left hand side. So I will not design just something like it, but I'm going to, get an inspiration from this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this now. So I'm just going to put this as my image here. So I'm going to put this as my image. So let's call this, let's make this 500, 500. So let's make it 500, 500. 500 is actually too small. Okay, let's just leave it like this first. Let's leave it like this. Then let's create this particular one. Now, so what I'm going to do now, since I want to be consistent with my UI. Now, remember we are done with UX consistency. Now our focus is the UI. So remember all the UI discipline and principles we discussed when we are talking about. So what I'm just going to do, I'm just going to duplicate this. So I'll just hold it. Remember, I just made these two in auto layout. So I'm just going to hold the two of them. You can duplicate and then drag, or you can just use your hotkey and drag. So, but this time I'm going to use my duplicate. Now I don't want to mess up with my auto layouts. Remember, this is in auto. I don't want to mess it up. So I'm just going to duplicate. Once I duplicate, I'm just going to drag this out. So once I drag it out, automatically my auto layout will just return back to normal. So I'm going to place this at the center, and I'm going to place, sorry, give me a minute. Let me put this on DND. Yeah. So I'm going to place this at the center, and once I place it at the center, I'm just going to copy that text. Now, here it says diverse way to invest. So let's put that here. So sorry about the background noise. So sorry. Okay. Diverse ways to invest. So since we are using this dummy text here, so I'm just going to leave this here. So I'm going to hug this text. Now you can see that the space here, there's space here. So I'm just going to click this now. And remember, everything is not fully out. I'm just going to click this, and automatically it will like what's of it here. So this is it. I think I'm okay with the line spacing, which is perfect for me. So I'm done with this. So now the image. Now in this image part now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look for another way. I'm just going to design this in another way. So let's play around with these shapes here. So let's go and get our image. So I will come to, let me open another tab for image. So I'm using images from freepik.com, freepik.com. So in this image, let's just use, I'm not going to use, so I'm just going to use man on phone. So let's just use man on phone, or man smiling on phone. I'm just trying to, get images from this side. Okay, let's look for a nice picture. Or instead of using, okay, let's just see if we can use something like this. Now you can see that anyone that has this is telling you is a premium image. So even if you try to download or copy, to give you watermark on the image. So I'm just going to use only the one that is free for me. I think I'm like this one. Let's see. Let's discover similar picture to that. So I'm going to see all this. I like this one, but it's a premium image. So I think I'm just going to use, where is that first one? So let's use, I think I'll have to use this yellow one. So let me show another way. Now let's save this image to our system. So let's say, let me just call it man phone. So I've saved the image. It did not save, it didn't save as image on my, let me open it to a new tab first. It didn't actually save as an image. So let me save it this way. It's giving me this kind of template something. So let's see if it will work. Now this is another way of saving the image, and then you come to this place, you upload the image. This is another way too. You come here, you upload. So it's not, see, this is, it came out as this format. It came out as this format. So that is why, I don't know why it's always like this from my own end. So that is why I always just come here and then copy the image and then come to my design and then paste. Another way too, you can, if you open the image, for example, you open this image this way, you will come, you come here and then you will download. So you choose whatever size you want. This is the original, and then you click download. So whichever way that works for you is fine. So now I'll click download. So let's download it. So it's downloading. If you check from my tab here, from this icon here, you see that is downloading. Can you guys hear me? No. Hello, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Can hear you.
All right. Now you can see that it has downloaded as this normal icon. So if I come back to my design here, now for people that prefer to download, and then upload, let's undo this back to our rectangle. So this is what we have. So you can just come to this place here that says image and video. You can upload video on your Figma. I believe you guys know about that. So I think I did a design that I uploaded some of my videos. So you just come to this place and look at the image here. This is what we have. So you just come here, then upload it. Now it's going to show you drag and drop. Now you just come to this place and then tap it here. So this is how it's going to look like. Now I don't want this space here. I want this guy to, this fine man to just show some part of the body to show. So we'll just go back to that our normal cropping that I taught you guys. So I'm just going to come here. I'm going to click on this crop. So once I click on this crop, this is how my cursor will look like. So I'm going to hold my shift key and then drag it up a little. So this is what I want. So if you're not, if you want it to face the other way, so this is 644. So I'm just going to drag this image this way, and then come here and then type 644. And then I'll just place at the center. Now this is it. In case you don't like the way it's facing, you want it to face the other way. This is it. So you can just flip the image, and then if you're not comfortable with this side, you can just, now since you've already made this image in cropping pattern, so if you try to drag it, you will notice that the images will stretch. Now I'm holding my shift. Now okay, let me remove them from my shift. You can see that the images is stretching. So if you don't want to spoil your image, like if you don't want to, let's say in this aspect now, this side, I don't like this side. It's actually too much. So what I'm just going to do, I will just come to this place. I will click on the scale tool. So once I click on the scale tool, I will just play around with only the width. So once I play around with only the width, automatically it will just adjust with the height. So then I'll take out the scale here. I'll just click on this X. Your cursor will return back to, so I'm going to close this, and then my cursor will return back to move. So my cursor will return back to move. So I'm going to turn on my layered grid so that I will just adjust it, even though I know how to adjust it, but let me just do it so that others will see how we adjust this. So this is what I'm going to do. Now I'm going to scroll back here. Go to scroll back and I'm going to look the size between this and this. So I'm going to click here. So what's the spacing between these? The spacing between these is 60. So I'm just going to come here, click on this image, and I'll check here. So this is 99. So I'm just going to hold these two, and then I'll come to, where is it? I'm going to hold the two together. So I'm just going to come here to adjust it to 60. Now this is what I have. So now I want to place my images. Let me preview this and see how big or how small this image look like. So I'm going to come to this place. So I'm going to, okay, let's present a new one. So I will close this tab. So I'm going to close it now. Since I'm designing for a larger screen, I prefer preview my design in another tab because it's just a larger screen. And let me see how it's going to look like on a larger screen. So while we wait for it to load, let's quickly do this one. So in this part, I'm just going to use my, so yeah, I'm just going to click on the text, and so I'll use something like this. So I'm going to click on this text here. So I'm just going to copy what's below there, and up to 35% returns. Oh, okay, so this is 42. I think 42 is too much. So I have 36. I think I know I used 36 somewhere or 34. Let me check to be sure. Now remember the reason why I'm checking 34. Remember the reason I'm checking is because I did not set it as my local style. But if I set it as my local style, I don't even need to worry to go and check. All I have to do is just to select the local style for it. But since I did not set it, I will have to just type it manually. But in your own, you're going to set it. So this is what I have. So I'm going to duplicate this. Now I'm just using dummy text for now, but in the recent, I am not supposed to design with dummy text. So yeah, I'm going to use 18. So I'm using 20 for my body text. So I'll use 20 here. So since I don't have it, I'll just set it manually. So this is what I have here. And I'm going to change this to gray 1. So I'm going to change this to gray 1. I'm going to hold my black and then change it to my black color. So now let's fill up this with dummy text. Okay, why is loading? Let's go and check this if it starts load finish so we can set it up. Okay, now it has load finished. Now let's set it up. Oh, my image finally show. So I set it to fit to it, so to give me the size of my screen, and then I will hide this UI. So hiding that UI is just stopped. Finally, my image has shown. So you can see how our hero section is. So if I scroll down, this is what we have. If I scroll down, I think I like the size of this image. Now you can see that I love the size of this image. So I think I'm okay with it, but I'm just going to play around with the edges, the corner, the radius, like the corners. It's just looking too sharp, but the size is perfect. So I'm just going to feed this text up with some body text and maybe add our app badge there. Or maybe I think that the badge is better instead of the button. So let's come back to our design. I already clicked on this, so I'm just going to fill up this with dummy text. But in your own, you're not going to fill it with dummy text, but I'm just filling it with dummy text just to show you how the text is going to look like. But on your own, you're going to write a content for me. So I'm going to take this to, let me push it to the right hand side so that it will come back inside the frame. So this is it. Now I don't like this line spacing of this text. I don't like. I think that the spacing is too much. It's too much. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come to this one. So this is why I said it's always good to set your local styles. It's easier that way. But since I did not set, you can see how I'm just giving myself stress. Okay, yeah, I use 16. So I'll go back to the hero section because I know the hero section I use 20. So I'm going to click here. So once I click here, so what I use here is 22 regular and the line spacing is auto. So I'm just going to scroll down here. So I'm going to repeat these settings here. But let's just set this as a local style so it will be easy for me. So I'm just going to quickly set this as a local style so that I will just automatically apply to this. So let's just call this big. Let's call it biggest. Okay, let's call it huge. Let's call it huge. Huge body text 22 regular. So I've done that. So I'm just going to click on this text here. So I don't want to click, I want to hold it together. Okay. Okay, now, so what I'm just going to do, I will just come to this place and then select it. So it will be at the down here. So I will just select it this way. Automatically, you can see to just adjust. So I'm just going to align this to the left and then play around with it so that it will just be, to not just scatter all over like that. So I'll move it to this point and then move to this point here. So let's move it to this point here. So I think I'm okay with this. I'm going to hold this two now and then move the position here. So I'm going to, let's reduce this image a little bit. So I'm going to use my scale and reduce it to 580. So, or let's make it 560. This is okay. So I'm going to hold this, and then I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I don't like this space, it's too much. So I'm going to take this out and close the scale. So the space between them is 20. So I'm going to make it 18. 18. Okay, let's make it 15 because the space in this. Okay, now this is better. So I'm going to hold this now. Let's play around with the the corners. So let's just try and do something off from let's just do something from our head. So let's add stroke. Let's see stroke of 20. Let me just play around with it and see what it will turn out to be. So let's change this to white. Let's make the corner radius. So I'm going to click here. So let's make individual corner radius. So for the left, I'm going to make it 50. Okay. Now remember we flip this image. So your left, this is your left. Remember we flipped it to the other way. So this is the left here. So I'm going to change that setting now to the right hand side. Sorry, just give me 1 minute, plug my laptop. So I'm going to clean this to 0 and then make this place to be like 80. I want it to curve very, very well. 80, yeah. So it's going to be, let me see the difference between 100 and 80. I think I like 100. So I'm going to make this, you can just do plus, you can just do plus 20 and then enter, or you just type it on. So let's see the outcome of what we've done. So now this is what we've done. I think this is fine. So I'm just going to add the batch and then change the background color to maybe purple or something. So I'm just going to duplicate these batches here. So I'm going to duplicate this batch here. So once I duplicate it, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm just going to drag it. Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, ma.
Yeah.
I'm going to just take this inside a bit. So let's leave it to this place. I'm going to hold these two together. and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I want to see the space. I don't want it to get to this point. I just want let there be space there. So this is 105. So going to add another auto layout. I will just drag this to this point here. And then you can use padding to hold it, but I'm just going to add another auto layout to it. I'll just drag this to this point here. So once I drag it, I'm just going to leave it here. So I'm just going to leave this here. Then I will hold this and then I'll make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, I'm just going to add padding to it. So I'm going to change this to 1440. And then I'm going to add padding. So I'm just going to click here to take this out. So I'll add padding of 80 to it. And then I will just position to the center. Now, I want to add this iffy color. So let's increase this. Let me add padding at the top. Let's add 20 to it because it's 20 we've been adding. So let's increase this, take it out from decimal point and then make it 730. Let's make it 730. No, let's make it 750 so that you have this up space like that. So I'm going to make it 750 like this. And then I'll place this at the center. Yeah. So let's add a pick color. So let's pick this color and see how it turn out to be. So I'm just going to pick this color and see how it will turn out to be. I'm thinking of something. Okay, let's try another thing. So I made this auto layout like this. So let me add a pick. Let me scroll down. Add a pick color of white. So let's pick this color. Let's pick the color on the page. So I'm going to pick this color. Let's see. So I'm just trying to play around to see what the outcome of what I'm doing is going to look like. Okay. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we've done. So refresh, let me see. This is not bad. This is not bad, trust me. So I'm just going to reduce this image. This is not bad. This is fine. So I'm just going to reduce this image to just fit in with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to play around with this image. I'll leave this place sharp. I'll just play around with this place. So let's play around with the image. This uncle is not making it look so fine, sir. So let's play around with the image. Let me play around with the image. So I'm going to use my scale to still reduce the image. So I'm using scale. So I'll turn it to 450. So I'm going to undo that. So I'm going to undo that. Close. So I'm going to hold this. And I'm going to place this in alt. So the height of this is 500. Let's automatically call this 500. No, not this. So I know everything is auto layout. So I don't want to spoil the height of what I'm doing already. So I'm just going to make this 500. So I'm going to play around now. If I play around with it, I'll make sure that this doesn't. So I'm going to take now. Let's come back to our auto layout. So this is the first one, and this is the second one. So I'm going to hold this. I'm going to take this out from auto layout. to remove from auto layout. So I'm going to remove this from auto layout. That is the purple container, the purple itself. So I'm going to hold this also, and I'm going to take it out from auto layout. So I've removed from auto layout. Automatically it is in frame. So I'm going to hold my image now. So I'm going to hold the image, and then I'll play around with just the image first. So I'm going to make it 450. So let's make it 450. Yeah. So this 450 is actually looking too small. So I'm going to make it, that was 5 something, right? So let's make it 500 and see. Okay, I think 500 is okay. So I'm going to take this out. So let's see the outcome before I return everything back to auto layout. I think this is better. I think I should just make this place a little curvy to just match the energy of this. And then this is actually in 100. So I'm just going to I'm going to remove it from 100 and make it that 60 or 80. Try to match the energy of this corner radius. So I'm going to come back to this place. So click on this. So this is even actually, so I'm going to make it 60 and 60. This is going to be 60, and this is I'm going to make here 62. Yeah. So I think to just match the energy of this place. Yeah. So this is what we have. So I'm going to return everything back to auto layout. So I'm going to zoom out. So I'll just click here now. So I'll just click whatever I've removed from auto layout like this. So I'm going to click on this one, and then I'll make this auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, this is how it look like. So I'll just give a corner radius of since there's no fit color, I'll just give a corner radius of 100. Then I'm going to hold this one, and then that is the purple container itself, or purple frame. So I'm just going to make it auto layout. Yeah. So once we just make it auto layout, this is how it looks like. Now you can see that we've done something, not like we've done something. Now this space here is much, so I'm going to reduce the space. So I'll come back here. I'm going to hold this guy here, like this image, the image and this text now. So I'm going to take this out from auth. So I don't need this auth spacing. So I'm just going to type manually. So I'm going to reduce. Okay, let's come here and reduce it. Reduce it manually. I think I will have to make it 60. So I'm going to hold this and then place it at the center here. So I think this is better. I'm going to hold this as well and then place it at the center. Let's make it center align. Yeah, so this is what we have. So you can see that this is even better. So we've done this section, and then let's move to the next section. So this is what we've done so far. So this is it. Yeah, this is it. So the next section we're going to design. So we are done with this, and we'll place that in auto layout. So the next section we're going to do is something like this. So like I said, we're going to skip this part, and let's do okay, should we do it? Okay, I'm just thinking of what should be here. Should it be image of people talking, or maybe like so I'm just looking at it. I'm taking out what should be here. Okay, let's take it out. Let's make testimonial. So our own testimonial is not going to be this part. Our own testimonial is not going to be like this. It's just going to be a slider. So something that we're just going to slide. So let's go back and design for testimonial. So testimonial, I'm going to use the same width card. So I'm going to use the same width card. Let's so let me get the size. So I already have, so I will turn back this to rectangle. 413. Are you guys still with me? Cindy, I'm sorry. Are you guys still with me? Hope I'm
Yes,
not
ma'am.
hope I'm not confusing you guys.
No, ma'am.
Okay, don't worry. Just watch the video. You will learn more. So just that I love designing with auto layouts. That's the thing. It helped me align my work easily, and instead of adjusting, doing multiple adjustments, it's just something I'll have to do once and for all. So pardon me if I'm using auto layout. So just know that I love using auto layout. Okay. So I'm going to I want to design for the testimonial part. So I think I love this auto layout, this drop shadow setting. So what I'm just going to do now, I'm going to pick one of it instead of creating a new one because I love this shadow. I don't want to create it from scratch. So this is what I'm going to do. So I think somebody reached out to me and was complaining that she was trying to, duplicate one like she's trying to take out one of the component that she has created. So she told me she has tried each time she tried to do that, it's giving her issues. Now, so another way to do this now, instead of you to just hold your Alt key or Shift key to drag it, you can do it this way. You can come to this asset here. So when you come to assets here, it will show you on this page that I created 35 components. So I'm going to click on it. So once I click on it, which of the page did I create the components? I create that in component and style. So let me go back to be sure on the file. So on this file, I am on the component and style guide file. So I'll just come to assets here. I'll click this here. So this is where I create the component. So this is where I create this component. This is what I want. So I'm going to scroll down and then look for any of these cards here. Maybe even the old one, anyone. Now you can see that this is it here. Now, this is them here. So what I'm just going to do now, let's just use this one. So I'm just going to click on it. So once I click on it, this is what shows. So you just come here now. If you don't want to use this particular one, you can come here and then select the other one you want to use. But now I'm not using a colored background. So this is what I'm going to do. So I'll just come here and click on this insert. So once I insert it, automatically it will just show here. Now, for people that are finding it difficult, this is another way you can do it. For people that are finding it difficult to, do the dragging method, each time they drag, it automatically go up from component and stand as a component on its own. Or they're trying to, duplicate, and each time they duplicate, it's just messing up things for them. You can follow this way. This is the best route. You follow this for people that are finding it difficult. For people that are not finding it difficult, so once you just click on any of the variant components you want, you just hold your Alt key or Shift key and then you drag it. But if it doesn't work that way, you're not dragging it in the right way, you're not duplicating it in the right way, then follow this route. Okay, this is another way for you people. Okay, so it's just as simple as ABC. Now this is what I want. I love the size, but the height is much for me. I love the size, I love the drop shadow, I love everything. So instead of creating a new one from scratch, since I already have that as a component and I want to use, so I will just have to just pick the one I want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it out from component, from variant. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to detach instance. So once I detach instance, automatically it is standing on its own. Now you can see that the purple is gone. The purple shade of stuff is gone. It's standing on its own. Now, I want to work with this. Now, I want to work with this. Now, remember, if I'm trying to play around with this, it's in auto layer, so it's going to be messing up everything for me. So what I'm going to do, this is actually outside this frame. So I'm going to drag it inside. I'm going to drag it outside and then drag it inside. It's outside the frame. So I'm going to click out. So once I click out, I'm going to, let's click out. So I'm going to click on the card and then return it back to my frame. It was outside my frame. So I don't want to design anything outside the frame. Now it's now inside the frame. So now you can see that I need this drop shadow settings. I need it here. I need this card too. So what I'm going to do now, I don't want to start playing around with this auto layout. Something is going to scatter. So the first thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to remove this from auto layout. So I will right click and then remove from auto layout. So remove from auto layout. So once I remove from auto layout, the drop down setting is still there. The drop shadow setting is still there. But the only thing is that it is no longer in auto layout. It is now a frame. So if I expand this now, auto layout, if we expand it, it will just adjust and follow. But now since it is in frame, it's not going to do anything. Everybody just standing on your own, bear your own name. But since it's in the frame, this is what will happen. But since it's not in auto layout, it's just going to be like this. So I'm just going to use this settings and then do whatever I want to do. And once I'm done, I'm just going to convert that to auto layout. So I'm going to take this out. First thing first, I'm going to change this pink to my black. So this is how it's going to be. So let's use this is actually auto layout. I love this. This is okay. So I'm going to say what am I good? Okay, let's use good service. Good service. So let's use this word good service and then let's do this like this. So I'm going to automatically change this to, let me use Kemi's name. So I'm going to use Kemi's name. I hope I spell it very well. So I'm going to hold this here. So I need star. I need Kemi's image. So and let's see. Let me go and get inspiration on how testimonial section look like. So I'm going to say testimonial section or testimonial UI design. So let me get inspiration from Google and then try to do my. I don't just want to create from my head. Okay, I think I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. Okay. Let me open this with another let me see. Okay, this is another one. I think I like this. Oh, look at this one, that's plenty. So this is how I normally get inspiration. I don't like designing from my head, so I'll have to zoom my tab like this. This is actually too small, but I think I can see what I want. This is small. I can see. Let me see this one that's plenty. The name at the top. Okay, look at this. Let's go back to this. Okay, so this is what Anikemi's name, her review, her testimonial statement. Okay, so I think this is what I'm trying to create here. Yeah, so I've gotten what I want. I'm going back to my design. Let me close all this stuff so that my system will not lag. It has been on since yesterday. So let me close this fine uncle. So let's go back to our design. So I'm going to make this 18 medium. Then I'm going to duplicate it, Control D. So I'm going to, let me zoom in. Let me take one to the top here. And let me change this to 14 regular. So this is going to be 14 or 16. Let's use 16. No, let's use 14. 14, and let's change this to gray 1. So Kemi is let's say CEO. Is it that O or this O? CEO of Hair Empire. Okay, so this is what I want. I'm going to hold this and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, thinking of placing it at the center. Yeah, so I'll place it at the center here. So I'm going to move her name and the her title. I'm going to move everything to the center now. So I'll scroll here and then put. Remember, this is actually not in Autolayer, so it's easy for me to just play around with everything in the card. So I'm just going to put a small circle and then just look for a random image and use. So this is what will be here. Let me just go and get an image. So I'm going to go back. Ah, Kim is a fine girl, so let me use a fine girl. So I'm just going to zoom in. I only want the face to show. Where is it now? I only want the face to show. I'm just going to come here and then I'm going to repeat that cropping thing I did. I only just want the face to show. So I'm just going to do my one and then. So since it's not responding, I just adjust it this way. Yeah, so this is it. So this is what I have, and I'm going to hold this together and then make it auto. So once I make it auto, this is how it's going to be. Now I don't like the height of this, so I think this is too far from each other. So let me hold this and reduce the space here so that this space is 9. So I'm just going to make it 2. So and then this is going to be 10. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to place this now at the center. So I want everything to be center aligned. So I'm just coming and then move this text to the center aligned. So this is how it's going to look like, and I'm going to hug this like this here, and so that everything will be at the center. So yeah, so I just want everything to be at the center. So I love this space here, so I'm not going to touch it. So I think this is what I want. So I'm just going to bring this up a little. In this topic. So I'm thinking of adding star rating. Okay, let's just leave it this way. Let's leave it this way. So I'm going to this spacing between here is 57. So I'll just come here and then make it 50, and then I'll just make this auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, you can see that it has actually the height has reduced, but I will still reduce it more. So the padding between the padding here and here, the up and the padding. Oh, so the padding between the up and the down is 47, which is actually too much. So I'm just going to make it 20, 25. 20 is okay for you. I think 20 is okay for me, which is perfect for me. So I'm going to, I think I love the height. This is perfect. So I'm going to make this a component. So once I make this a component, this is how it's going to look like. So I don't think I'm adding variants because I don't want it to hover. I just want it to be there. So I'm just going to change this to testimonial. Yeah, so I think I like how this is. I don't want it to hover. I want it, what I want to create, I want it to be sliding left or right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come here now. I will just hold my Alt key and then drag with my mouse and drag. I don't know how, for people using trackpad to design, I don't know how I'm going to teach you guys that, but if you're using mouse, this is just what I'll do. Then I remove my two fingers at the same time. I remove my two fingers at the same time. So once I remove my two fingers at the same time, this is what will happen. So what I'm going to do now, I'm trying to create this testimonial section. Now I'm going to just come to this place. I'm just going to come to this place and then duplicate this particular um, title text or heading. So you can use that same Alt and then hold your mouse and then drag it, or you can duplicate. Whichever way that works for you is fine. So me, I'm all about um, drag. Like I love dragging it, so it's better for me that way. And then I move my two fingers at the same time, and then I'll position at the center. So once I position at the center, so the space between the space now, don't forget that we are doing space between the spacing. So here is 17. So I'm going to hold this. Now make sure that the padding for the up and down is same twin. It will just show that one section is actually have a different space from the other one. So I'll now have to return this to 70. So I'm holding my shift key to make it move by 10. So I'll just make it 10, move my finger from my shift key, and then this is what I have. So the next part I'm going to do, this is going to be this. And I'll just come here. I saw this text that says something over 70 million people has, what is that place? Okay, over 5 million people who save and invest with us. So let's say yeah. This C is supposed to be in capital letter, because I have already started with this pattern, so I have to follow this pattern all through. So I think here what 5+ million people says about us. Is this say or say? Please, can somebody correct me? Is this say or says? Is my English correct?
It's say.
It's say. Say.
So I should remove the S. Okay. Okay, so you guys are following. All right. The S don't want to go out. Okay, so this is what we have. Then I'm going to click this and then place at the center now. So I'm going to place at the center. So this card, so I'm going to move this here. Let's just move this. Let's just keep it somewhere here. Then I'm going to hold this and then bring it here. I'm going to duplicate. So I'm going to hold. So let me take this out here first. So I'm going to hold these two. So I'm going to make it auto layout. So if I make this auto layout, so I want this card to get to this point. So let me arrange it very well, and then I think I'll have to reduce the width. Duplicate, and duplicate. I'm going to use everybody's name in this class. So if I just open Telegram, just look at your name, I'll just put. So I think this is okay, but I think I'll have to adjust the width. I want half of it to show. So I will come back. I will go back to, okay, let's reduce the spacing first. Let's check this spacing first. So the spacing between each of them is 65, which is much. Let's make it 13. Okay, so I will have to play around with the width of this. So let me show you what I want to create. So I want to create a slide. Like if I'm moving this, it will just move. But now I want this card now to be that big. So the width, I'm going to make this width now 500, so that this one will show half here instead of just putting in like the normal card for this. So I'm just going to play around with the width here. So let's come back here. So what I'm going to do now, I won't touch this variant. I will just go back to the components. So I'll come to this component here. I will change it from 413. Remember, it's in auto layout, which is just easy for me. I will just come here and play with only the width. So I'll just come here and then click. So I'll scroll to the width here. So I'll just come here and then type 500. So just type 500 here. Now you can see that auto layout will just help it adjust. So let's come back to, let's see what we've done here. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I just want this to show half. So I'm going to come back to my design. So I'll come back to this place. I'm going to hold this. I'll take it outside now. So I'm going to take it outside and then, use everybody's name in this class. Boy, man, woman, son, daughter, in-law. I'm going to use everybody's name. So I'm going to take this out from this frame here. So I'm going to take this out from this frame here. So the next person I'm going to use is, I think I saw Cynthia's name. I'm going to use Cynthia's name. So, okay, let's do it man, woman, man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. Okay, so Musa, you'll be the next person now. So I'm going to use Musa. So I'm going to use Musa's name. Musa, there's your son name. Do I know how to spell it? Let me just put M-A. So let's use software developer. Now, this is what happened. So all you just have to do just to click here. Chicken. So Musa, your own review is going to be your own is going to be, instead of great service, this is going to be helpful. So this is going to be helpful. No. So I'm going to change the image. So the next person we are going to use is going to be Cynthia. Cynthia, I hope I spell your surname very well. So Cynthia is a fashion designer. She's a fashion designer. Now you can see that this is actually not center aligned. So I'm just going to click it and come here and hold this. So this is how automatically what will happen. So you can see that it's at the center. So this is going to be so the next person is going to be Anas. Anas, did I spell your name? No. Okay, there is one N. I think it's double L. Yeah. So so I'm going to say businessman. I'm going to place this place here. Yeah. So I'm going to say let's do the same group. Let me use the word great investment. For his business, sorry. So the next thing is going to be Esther, my one and only. So this is going to be Esther. Esther, what is that your surname again?
Fine man. Kalu.
Esther. If Esther did not join my class, Wahala. Okay, let's say CEO of
The hyphen is after the man.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's just leave it like this. So let's say for kitchen equipment. See, I'm proposing a business for you. So this is it.
But I beg you.
Esther, your wahala is too much. Now this is what happened in Esther's own because the write-up is wrong. So what I'm just going to do now is just to click here. Now you can see that I can't play around with this. So you can see that I can't play around. So I'm going to hold this like this here and this. So as long as the contents are click on this with or you don't have issues and you can just leave it like that. Okay. You can leave it like that. You can leave it like that. If you click on this, you can't adjust it. Except you adjust it manually. Let me click on it. Trying to click on it and work. So except you just come here and adjust it manually. So let's adjust it manually. So you can come here and just click on fill container. And this is how it will look like. So you can continue. So our own is going to be I'm going to use. Let's use I used helpful, good services, good investment, great investment. Let's just use sweet app. So let's use sweet app, sweet platform or sweet app, anyone, sweet platform. So the next one is going to be I'm going to use Anu. Anu, your name is very long, but I'm just going to use only Anu. So I'm going to use Anu. Anu Ola. Your name is long. Anu Oluwapo. Okay. Anu, you pardon me with this your name. So I'm going to use. So I'm just going to type Anu Oluwa Olu. So you have to look at your name first. Oluwa. Yeah, so I'm pronouncing it with Oluwa. Oh, okay, this is it. So she's okay, let's use a product designer. She's a product designer. So let's use what am I going to use? Somebody should suggest for me. I know, yeah, suggest for me. Oh yeah, one person suggest for me.
Use the back end developer or software.
No, I mean like for this title here. I already used product designer.
Fast service. I don't know what.
But
Fast.
Savings.
or should we leave it as good services? Because right now I'm not thinking of anything. No. So let's leave it as good service. Good is too much. Yeah. Let's just leave it as good services. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to change the images. So I'm going to change the images. So let's go back to this. So I need 2 male and I need 2 male. I'm going to 2 male and then 3 female. Yeah, yes. So let's come here. I'm going to change this image. So I'll use this. This is going to be my watermark. So let's use this one for Cynthia. So I just want to make it to look like it is different persons. So I'll just click on this and change the image. So I need another one. So I'm going to change, this is announced on. So let me move to the next person. So that I'll just look for guys one at once. So let me click on this one and then come here. So this is going to be, I have used this face. Let me use this for, no, you're going to give me watermark. Okay, let me use this for Esther. So I'm going to come to this one. Okay, it's Anu. Oh, I went to like Annie. You manage it too. This is going to give me watermark. So let me just go to the next page. Why I correct her name, not Annie, is Anu. Hope I'm pronouncing your name very well. Just that I love the name. I just love it. I don't know the meaning, but I love the name. Anu. Sha, you will know it. So I'm going to use this finger for Anu. I hope I'm pronouncing your name very well. I'm not pronouncing your name, I'm sorry. So let's use this one for her. Now let's move to the guys one. I think I'm done for the ladies. Yeah, I'm done for the ladies. So let's move to the guys one. So I'm going to click here and just type gent or man, anyone. I'm trying to make up the time. Let me use this one for Musa. Yeah? But it's giving me that white background. I don't want white background. I don't want that white background. So let's go and put for let's put announcement. Yeah. So I'm going to come to this place. So I'm going to use one fine nigger for. So let's see the fine guy you're going to use. Let's use this. Design is sweet. You just need your creativity. That's all. It's simple, very, very simple. So I think I'm okay with this. But yeah, no, let me play around with this image. I don't love the way the fact that it cuts the head or the hair. So let's play around with it. So I'm going to hold my crop and then hold my shift and just bring it down. I think this is okay. So I'm going to return this. So I'm going to return this back inside here. So I'm going to move. So this is what I have. So I'm just going to bring this here. So remember where we did this in our mobile view. So that's the same thing I want to create here. So I'm going to zoom out and then I'm going to hold here and close it back to this place, to this where my margin starts from. Yeah. So I'm going to hold. Before that, I'll just come to my prototype. So who is going to tell me what am I going to do here? Let me see if you guys are following. So if you remember when we did this thing in our last class, what did I do? What did I do in the prototype? Who can remember? Anybody that get the answer? Five points for the person. Have they forgotten? Are they thinking? Esther. But yeah, since
Ma, put the top. Sorry. Ma, you put it in the horizontal scrolling.
Yeah, okay. Esther, Cynthia,
It's not horizontal, it's vertical.
Okay, horizontal, vertical.
Horizontal is straight. Vertical is like straight. No. Vertical is
It's
up,
updating.
horizontal is lying down. It's horizontal.
Cynthia, what about you? Let me scroll and see other persons. Salome, oh yeah. Let me hear your own. Deborah, Uche, Abdurrahman. Please, my mother, your name. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. What did I do? Chineye. Oh yeah, oh yeah. What did I do the last time? So, or what am I trying to achieve here? Ibrahim, Deborah. I have two Deborah, right? One is Wachuku and one is Emilayo. Michael, oh yeah, oh. Abim, oh yeah, oh. What am I trying to achieve? Let me see if they remember.
Coach, you see this thing, it is very difficult. Last time I tried it, it did not work. I can't eliminate it from my design. I don't even understand
But it's very simple.
it.
See, it's very simple. This is what I'm trying to achieve here. So if I come to my prototype, let me show you what I did. It's very simple. So I'm trying to achieve this to scroll to this part now. So you're trying to now if you see now it's not scrolling. Like it's not scrolling, I've not set it. So I want others to show. So if I've
Okay.
if I've
If I try, the whole screen will be moving, even after setting it to fit. Wait now, even after setting it to fit. Hey,
see the best way to do it. The best way to do it now. If I click on my auto, you see that this the space here 80, the space 80. Once you've put it in auto layout, you're okay with the spacing. Like now, the spacing between this card and this card is 30. I'm okay with it, which is fine. So now, what you will do is put them in auto layout or frame. Anyone will work for you. So once you've done that, just I move the frame. Like when I did that, it was very long. So I just close the frame back to where my margin stop and where my margin start. I move this card to where my margin start and then adjust the other one to where my margin stop. My grid stop. So once you've done that now, this is actually in card. So if I come here now, this is all of them here. So this is it here. So if I close this card, where's the eye now? Show. If I close this card, automatically all of them is gone. If I open it, this is it. So what you do, you first of all adjust, like once you've arranged it, adjust it to this your space, like this size, the size of your screen, the size you're using. Just make sure remember, don't move anything outside your grid. So just move it back to this place. Then you come to the prototype. If you don't adjust it, if you come to the prototype, if you are scrolling, everything will follow you and scroll. So you just come here and then you move to it's vertical horizontal.
I think that's
So
the mistake I made. I did not let me say it in the last video. I did not listen well. Because I kept checking. Aside that, when I do my own, because the frame is all out to the end, in fact, to the end of all that line, I'll just be seeing
no, you
everything on
have
top of
to
the screen. I will not be reading on that. The thing
no, you have
frustrated me and then cried.
I'm sorry, but you have to adjust it first. If you don't adjust it, it will not work. Now I've adjusted now. This is what I'm trying to do here. You can start I've adjusted. And now when it gets to this part, you see that it will stop. Even if it bounce, it will stop to that edge. So even if I move it this way, if it bounce back, it will stop to that edge. But if you don't adjust the frame and if you're moving, everything will just follow and move. I've not done it before, but everything will follow and move, or it will not move at all. So you have to adjust it to this end like this. So if you move this way, so even if I drag this one to this place, if you get to this point, it will stop. Let me move this up a little. This is where it starts from. So this is where it will be. So if I move to this, sorry. So if I move to so if I move to this point, like the last person now is Anu. So even if I move to this place, it will bounce and stop at that line. So you have to reduce this guys first. If you don't do it, will not work for you. So this is what we have. So I think the space between this and this is 20, right? Is it 20? Hold on. I have to be consistent in this. We've seen 67, 60. This is supposed to be This is supposed to be 60, not 67. So I'm going to hold this and then make this side this one and this one. So I'm going to make it up to the out and then make it 60. So this is going to be 60. Now in this aspect now, instead of adding another auto layout, so I'll just use padding. So I'm going to make here 20, the up and right 20 because it's what I'm using the other one. And then here I'm going to make it 80. So once I make it 80, I'm going to change this one to 1440. And this is what I have. Then I'll place it at the center. So this is what I have. This is another way you can do it. You can add another auto layout and play around with it, or you can just play around with the one you already have. So I think at the height of this, I'm going to make this like let's make this like 580, and then place this at the center this way. I think I'm okay like this. So the spacing between this and this is going to be 70, right? Yes. What's going on now? Why are you not moving? So to get this measurement, I'm using my alt. I'll just bring my cursor to this, any of the card or any of the elements. I just put my hand in my alt and I'll get the spacing. So you have to move, you have to hold something and then move your cursor to the next section or the next element and then put your finger on your alt key. Then you have this red line and the measurement. Okay. So this is what I have. So the next part we're going to do now is the FAQ part, which we've already done that. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to, now let's go the other way so that people will actually understand how to bring companies. Instead of they're trying to drag it, it not work, they can go the other way. So let's see what we've done from the beginning up to this point, and then we'll create the footer and call it a night. So let's move. I think I'm liking this redesign of my landing page. I think I love the hero section. I'm glad this image finally showed. So this is what we have. It's just like, should I add this drop shadow? Okay, let's finish. Then we'll see if we can add this drop shadow instead of making it to look like a like flat or like more like a plaster. So this is what we've done so far. We did this in our previous class last week. So if you don't know how to do it, go and watch that video and then do it. I think it's part of your assignment too. So this is what we've done. So we did this one yesterday. This is very simple. So this is this section. This thing is looking as if it's big. This text here. I think I'll have to reduce it to 18. I think this is what we've done. So I think this is this part. So the next section we're going to do is the FAQ. So I think I'll have to reduce this text. So let's reduce this text. Actually looking too big. I think it's 22, right? Yeah, it's looking too big. So I'm going to use, let's use 18. We don't have 20 here, so I'll use 18. I think this is better. 18 is better. So what I'm going to do here, and I'm going to hold these two now, and I'm going to reduce this here. So once I let me read it to 5 because of this has spacing. So then this. So I'm going to put this in Alt. So I'm going to put it in Alt and then I will drag it to my desired text. So I'm just going to come here and drag it. I think this is better because that's text was this is medium. Yeah, let me move it back to regular. Medium is making it look thick. Yeah, so this is better. So this is better. So this is better. So let's create our FAQ. So I'm going to so I'm going to just import. We've done that already as a component yesterday, and is even interactive already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just duplicate this. So let's do it the other way for some persons again. So I'll just duplicate this. So once I duplicate, we just hold and drag it out. So I'm not trying to use the word frequently asked questions. I'm just trying to, think something fun and eye-catching. So now, for people that don't know how to, some people that don't know how to duplicate, let's try that other pattern. So I'll come to assets. So I'll come to assets here. Once I come to assets, so it has already opened. So I'm just going to look for it. This is the FAQ. So I'm going to click on it. So once I click on it, so do you want with property of the text or you don't want? So in this aspect, I think I want the first one to be the property. So I'm just going to insert. Yeah, so this is it. Now I'm just going to bring this here. Now, yesterday I said something about if I'm not satisfied with this color, I can go to the component and change the color. Remember I said something like that, but let's just design with that color. That was what I said yesterday. And then the sizes. Now, if you check, you see that this is actually outside. It's not inside my frame. So I'll have to go back and bring it inside my frame. So you can see that it's outside my frame. So I'm just going to drag it to this part that says from screws. So I'm going to place it. Don't forget to remember what I said about if your header is actually in a fixed position and you're designing and maybe let's say this FAQ mistakenly gets to this place that say fixed. It will be in this position, but it's going to be fixed. So even if you're scrolling, it's just going to be there. So all you have to do is come to this place and check if it's actually under the scroll or is in fixed. So let's come back. So mine is in scroll. So I don't know why it's not showing here yet. So mine is in scroll and this is not center aligned. So now you can see that this color, I'm not okay with this color. So I want to make this color to be white. So I'll have to go back to the component and then change it to white. Then see this one. Now you see that this is actually not center aligned. So I'll just come to this place. Now we have to go back to the component. So if your component is in another page and you don't want to open another page to do that, now this is another way to do this thing. If this is, let's say I'm designing on the hyphy page and my component is in another page. So what I will just do is I'll just right click. When I right click, I'll just scroll down. I'll see go to component. So I'll just click and go to component to just take me to the component. Even though it's on the same page, to just take me to the component. Now you see that it's taking me to component. So once I'm done, I'll just click here and I'll come back to instant. So I'm going to hold these two and then make it white. So I'm going to make it white. So I'll scroll to this place and then make it white. So I'm going to make the fill color to be white. So now if I make it white, you see that those cards inside, I did not make it white. So I'll have to come back here and then look for the color and then change it to white. F is white. So this is how it's going to look like. And I'm going to hold this here. So once I hold this here, you can see that this is going to come out. I'll just click on it to become me back to where I was before. Yeah. And you can see that it has returned me back to where I was before. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move this now here. And then I'll just come to this place. I love the responsiveness of this auto layout. I love how it just respects itself. Now let's see what we've done so far. Now this is what we've done. This white is too white, but it's not bad. This is okay. Now you can see that there's something that is wrong here. Can you somebody tell me what is wrong here? Can somebody tell me something that is not right here? Let me see if people have a very sharp eye. So who can tell me? Can you somebody tell me what is wrong in this? Not this card, but this one, not this one, but this FAQ responsiveness card. Can somebody tell me what is wrong in it? Look at it and tell me. There are 2 mistakes I did. So who can tell me what's wrong? Like name.
The line is not long. The line is not responsive.
1. It's too thin. Then
The spacing is much. The spacing is much.
spacing between here and here. By the left or by the right?
Both sides, but by the left.
Okay. You guys are exactly, yes. Yes. So what I'll have to do now, I'll have to go back to the components. So now I'll have to go back to the components. I have to click the line. So if I click this line, what am I going to make it? So I'm going to click on the line. So I'm just going to click and I get to the line. Now the line. Now it's in fill container. So then this spacing here and here. So this has actually gotten to the point. It's fill container. Then I'm going to hold this together. Check it. Please now mute now. Please, tell me please now mute.
Sorry.
So I'm going to see here it's saying fail. So I'm going to hold. If I mute for you, if I mute by myself, before you talk, I have to unmute. So use your hand and mute yourself. Thank you very much. So then I'm going to check here, fill container. So now I don't like this padding here. It's too small. So I'm going to make this padding to be 25. Then I'm also going to make, so I'm just going to make this padding to 25. So whatever I did here, I'm going to also repeat that here. So I'm going to hold this variant. I'm going to make this 25. So this, I'm going to turn the eye of this. So I'm going to repeat the same settings here. So first thing first, I'm going to change this to 25. And then I'm going to change this color to white. So I'm going to turn it off. You can see that load. Okay. Now you can see that it has gotten to this point, and this one has not gotten to this point. Okay, so I want this to get to this point. So I'm going to check here. It has gotten to the point. Why is it not reflecting here? See it's See it has got oh auto layout to mess with your brain, but don't panic. Now it's that you can now this thing has gotten to this point, but I was surprised it's not reflecting here. It is well. The auto layout to mess with your head, but don't panic. So let me turn it off first and be sure. I'm going to click on this. There's the landing page desktop. Auto layouts. So you can see that, let me take this out. You can see that this is actually now properly aligned, but I'm shocked that it's not showing here. So you can see that it now has enough space in here and enough space in here, which is okay. So let's continue with our design. So what I'm going to do here now, I'm going to hold this and then drag it, like duplicate. So I'm going to change this to the other way. So let's say I'm going to use, and let me use another, let me go to their website and then just copy only just their question. Let me just copy their question and just so that when I'm doing the interaction, it will show that it is different questions that is showing. FAQ has a page. Okay, so let's just see statement of accounts. What is this one now? So I'm going to hold these two now. Let me make it auto layout so that it will just be easier for me to just duplicate, Yeah, I'm going to choose some. So this is what I have, and I'm going to make this auto layout. So I'm going to duplicate this one. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to duplicate this. So I think those ones are okay. So I'm going to use safe log dollar. So I'll just copy the question and just come here. So later I will just adjust the spacing between them. So this is what I have. So I'm going to just come to this part and then adjust the spacing. The spacing between them is too much. So I'm going to adjust them. So the spacing between them is too much. So let me play around with spacing. So let's play around with this spacing. Let's reduce it. So come here. It's too much. So I'm going to make it 20. Yeah. So this is what I have. So I'll come back now. There's something I noticed that will happen here, but let me see. I just pray it doesn't happen. Let's just load. Let me show you guys something. I noticed something while I was designing. Let's see. Okay, it worked. Now, this is what we have. Just ignore, please ignore this. You can change it in your own, but just I believe you guys understood why I changed only just the title, so that you will see what is happening. So this is what we have. This is what we have, and this is what we have. So let's design the footer. So we are done with this. Now I'm going to hold this and then place it at the center. So this is going to be this way. So this is going to be 60. Yeah. So just add plus 4, 60. And you just make this padding of 80. And you can do this pattern. You can do the wrap pattern. Okay, let me do the wrap pattern so that some people understand. If you don't want to do this pattern of adding its padding and then make this, you can add another auto layout in it. You can add another auto layout in it, and then you make it 1:4. Let's do this way. You add another auto layout. Wait, let me see if I add another auto layout. Okay, no, I've not added. Now you can add another auto layout, and then let's add another auto layout. Oh, why are you doing this now? You can add another auto layout. If you add another auto layout, this is how it's going to be. You can now make it 1440. Then you now come here and put padding of 80. And then you now make this the up and down to be 20, and then you now place at the center. So once you place at the center, you don't forget to place this also at the center. Now this is what you have. So then the spacing between this and this is 70. So I'm just going to move this to 70. So this is what we have. So let's quickly create the footer. Why is it like this? Okay. Wow. No, this cannot be true. You need to refresh, please. This is actually aligned very well here. So you can just come here. Let's see this one. This is in feed container, yes. Okay, so while it's loading, let's quickly do the footer and then we'll call it inline. And then I'll give you your sweet assignment. Very sweet assignment. No, it's not hard, Sha. Okay, so let's create our footer and then we'll make everything in auto layer. So our footer, I'm just going to create a very simple footer, very, very sweet footer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to borrow this logo here. So thankfully my logo is in SVG. So I'm just going to take this logo. So I'm going to take this logo here. In fact, let me take the whole of the header. Okay, now let me don't take that. So let me just take this too. So I'll just take this. I'm not ignoring anything. Please come out though. It is well though. So let me cut this. Here's my design. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to take this out from auto layer. I don't need this button for the footer. I'm going to take it out. So I don't need this button. So I need this one. So I'm going to make it this pattern. I'm going to make this pattern like this. So I'm just going to reduce this now. So I just come here and then reduce this. I'll place it at the center. Now, like I said, I don't want to use their pattern of footer. I want to just create something from my tests. So I'm going to play this and like this. I'm going to make this spacing to be 15. And should I make it left align? Let me see how their own look like. Okay, left align. I think left is better instead of center align. So I'm going to make it left. So I'm going to make it left. So I'm just going to get this here and then dump it this way. So this is going to be some. Let me just copy this text. You can see it's actually too much, so we use 16 regular. System is too tiny. What's going on? Why is my system lagging? So this is what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to change this color. Okay, let's just keep it. When I'm about to change the color, I'm going to change this one color. No, now. So I'll be using 22. 22 is too much. So I'll be using so I'll use 20. So I'll use 20 and I'll use semi-bold. I think I'll have to use 22. Now I'll change the length. So I'll change the spacing here. I will reduce the spacing. The 10 is too much. The 15 I use is too much. I'm thinking of making it 0. So this is better. Or even minus set to come close. Maybe minus 2. Maybe minus 5. I think this is better. Minus 5 is even better. I'm going to hold this here. I'm going to make it large. I'm going to duplicate that. So let me quickly type a random address, phone number, and email, and then we'll arrange it and then create what do they ask for the footer. So I'm just going to write a random address. Okay, so that's the phone number. Now I want all my information to go to the left hand side. So what I'll just come, I'll just align this to the left. This is already aligned to the left. I'll just hold this. Oh, first of all, I just saw space in it. So I'll fill it and then I'll hold this. I think I love the spacing between them. And then I'll hold this and this and then make it up to the edge. So once I made it up to here, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to pick the spacing between here. So the spacing between here is 11 already. So I'll just hold all of them, move to the top. So I'll just move to the top here and then let's make it 10. And let's make it 10. This is better. So I'm just going to hold this again and then move it like this. So this is what I have. So first and first is I'm going to place these 3 cut layouts first. So I'm going to make it cut layer this way. So because of we're running out of time, I can have used icons and then place it here, but I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to make this in out like this. I can just come here and then play around with it. So it gets to this point here, and then I'm going to hold this and then make it up there. So once I make it up there, this is how it's going to be. So I'm also going to make here, but so that if I don't like the space now, just play around with it to adjust. So I'm going to then, now there's another thing I need to write here, something copyright. Let me see if they add it in their own paper. Yeah, something like this, copyright something. So I want to create that. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to use my pen to just bring this here to here. So now looking at this, you see that this has actually crossed my margin. So I'm going to turn on my grid So now this line here is the exact line I want to use here. So I'm just going to get the size. So the size I think is 0.7. 0.7, where is it? Vector. So 0. Let me be sure first. 0.7 and in dark gray 3. So I'm going to click here. What is going on now? So this is going to be dark gray green. Sorry, 3. And this is going to be 0.7. So I'm going to place it at the center here. I'm going to hold this and then bring it inside here. So I'm going to just bring my text, place it here. So I'll just copy what they wrote here, their license number. I'm just going to copy it and come in and then paste it. So I'm going to adjust it to my own taste. So 26 is actually too much. So I'll use 12. I'll use 12. 12 is too small, so I'll use 14. So I'm going to use grade 2, 3. So I'm going to use grade 2. And then I'm going to hold together with this and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, then I'm going to adjust the space to 30. So let's do 20. So this is what will happen. And then I'm going to hold this and then make them auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, this is how it's going to look like. And I'm going to add. Now let's not add another auto layout. Let's do it the other way again. So you can add another auto layout, or you can just create this way. So what I will do here, I will make it to 1440 and make here a padding of 80 and then make here 20. So I'm going to align to the center now. So once I align the center, this is how it's going to look like. So this is a footer. So I'm just going to adjust this place down more because it's a footer. So this is okay. So let's take out the 1. Yeah, so this is it. So let's make it a dark color. So I'm going to give it a thick color. I won't use white. So I'm going to let's use our blue, our dark blue. So I'm going to use I won't use black, I'll use this blue. So if I use this blue, I'll take it out and use the darker shade. So I'm going to use the darker shade of this blue. So I'll just come to this place. Now, so what I'm going to do now, just come to this place now and start changing all this color. So first thing first is I'm going to change my logo color to white. So I'm going to change my logo to white. I'm going to change my gray to white. So if you're using another, like if you have another color that is standing in between gray 4 and white, that's the color you're going to use. But since we don't have it, I'm going to change everything to white, so that the body text will stand different from the let me explain what I meant. So this gray 1 we used here. So let's use gray 4. Let me just show you something. So you're not supposed to use pure white. The pure white is supposed to stand as title, like opposite of black. So let's assume we don't have this gray 4. So gray 4, this is how gray 4 look like, which is actually dull. So if you have another color standing between this gray 4 and white, that's the color we are going to use. So I'll just play around with it, like close to white but not white. So I'm going to open this. Then let's select this. Let's say we have a color. This is what is going on. Let's say this is the color that here. Let's say this is the color that is standing in between our white and gray 4. So this is going to be gray 5, and then this black will now stand as white. So I think I have to play around with this logo. Let me see if this logo is going to stand as this blue. So this is what, so let me change this one. Now this is what we have. So if we come here, this is what we'll have. I thought I refreshed this page. So this is what we'll have here. So let me scroll down to the part where we do today. So this is what is happening now. So this is what we have. So I think my footer is not inside, it's outside. So I have to bring my footer inside. Now my footer is inside here. So it doesn't need to be refreshed. Okay, so well, let me refresh that while we are setting this up. So I think I'm good with my footer. Are you guys still with me? So I'm good with my footer. Okay, so I'm through with my footer. So I'm going to arrange this my landing page, and then we'll just call it Ignite. So I'm going to arrange all this. I'm just going to hold it section by section. This, 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 this. So I'm going to make it auto layout. So once I made it auto layout, I'm going to hold this. So I've made it auto layout. So I'm just going to hold the landing page and then make it auto layout. So once I make it auto layout, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm going to check something. So I'm going to check this first one. Apart from the header, I want to check if it's actually in a fixed, if all of them have gone to a fixed position. If you don't know how to do it in Australia, just leave your landing page in frame. Don't need to stress yourself, just leave it in frame. But if you know that everything you did is okay, you can go ahead and make it in Australia. But if it's going to stress you, just leave your landing page in frame format. So what you just have to do is just to adjust it here. So I want to check something, especially that FAQ. I want it, if I'm interacting with it, it should be responsive here. Why is this acting this way? So let me fill, and I'm going to hold this and then come to my prototype. So I can't fix it in a position because I've converted all this in auto layout. But this is what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove it from auto layout. So I'm going to remove this from auto layout. So if I remove this from auto layout, this is going to stand on its own. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to click on the header and then move it to the top here. So I'm going to make this fixed at a position here, like this. And then this one, I will come back to my design. I'm trying to set up something. But if you know your own is going to give you headache, please just Don't stress yourself doing it auto layout. Just leave it in frame. So I need to check what I've done. So let me check what I've done. Now this is actually in a fixed position. So this is my footer. So this is my footer. So this is what I'm trying to achieve now. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I don't want a situation where this is what I'm trying to achieve now. I don't want it now. You can see that I can't scroll again because my footer is gone. But I want to do an auto layout in a way that if I scroll down, it will not affect my footer. Now this is the end of my screen. Like this is the end. It's just showing that here. So what I'm trying to achieve now, I don't want if I try to, even if I try to open this, it should just, don't take half of it for me. It should not take half of it. So you can see that this is what I did here. So I did not change this color. You can see that I did not change this color. So what you're going to do now is, because of time, I just picked the one I already have from my header. Please give me 1 minute. Let me send a message. What is requested for meeting by 9:30? Okay, so I believe you understood what I'm trying to achieve. So this is what I'm trying to achieve. I don't want, if I open this, to just take half of it. So I have to go back to my settings here. So I have to go back to this, and then make these two auto layouts. So I have to make this auto layout. Let's make this auto layout. So let me make this auto layout first. Let me take this auto layout first and see if that will actually work before I can leave it in frame first. Let's see something. I'm trying to achieve. Okay. Let me just scroll down. Hey, this is what I'm trying to achieve here. Now, this is what I'm trying to achieve here. But now, this is what I'm trying to achieve here. If I click on this, why is it taking me to the, I need to refresh. Now, this is what I'm trying to achieve here. If I open this down one, it should not swallow this. But now there's going to be another problem. Now, our header is not fixed. Our header is not fixed. So I try to click here. Now, I try to click here. I try to click here now to place it in a fixed position. But it's telling me I cannot. Let me see. Okay, it's going to it's showing me that I can't fix in a place. Now let's put sticky stop at the top edge. Let's see this now and see what to give us. Okay, see what happened. And then it's this is another thing that happened. So let's just ignore this and then return it back to frame. So, but I'm going to figure that out, and then I will explain why it's not working in our next class. So you see, one thing about auto layout is it's cool, it's nice, but it can be I won't use the word confusing or frustrating, but it can be overwhelming. Trust me, very, very overwhelming. But another thing, like I said, if your desktop if your frame, if you don't want to put it auto layout, don't put it auto layout. Please just leave it as frame, and then place every other one as auto layout. Okay. Now, if I scroll now, this is what happened. If I take this out, now I'm still having space. This is what I don't want because this is in frame. So I'm going to figure this out outside class and then let us know what was causing the issues. So we are going to stop here so that I will allow everybody to rest, and then I will tell you your assignment. So your assignment is going to be very simple and sweet.